It's a log jam at the top of the America East. There's a three-way tie for second place. The Bearcats played strong last week, defeating Stony Brook and UMBC. Coach Bacon's squad will have its work cut out for them tonight as the Hartford Hawks swoop into the event center. It's Bearcats basketball, and it's coming up next on Time Warner Cable Sports. Welcome to Vestal, New York. We're at the Event Center on the campus of Binghamton University. And tonight, it's the Binghamton University Bearcats taking on the Hartford Hawks. Hi, everybody. I'm Roger Neal along with broadcast partner John Caveney. And tonight, John, two rivals in America East going at it, battling for position in the early going of America East play.
This is for first place tonight, Roger. Both these teams are perimeter-oriented. They'll shoot the ball at about 60 points per game, and maybe Hartford has a little bit of an edge on the defensive end, but they're very, very equal.
Let's take a look at some of the key players both ways. First of all, for the Binghamton University Bearcats, Mohamed Javi and big man Kyrie Sutton.
Yeah, Mohamed has been scoring at about 10 points per game. They're going to need all of the points he can muster to keep this Hartford team in check. He's been a real inspiration. Kyrie Sutton is the interior presence that Binghamton needs so badly. He has started to come on a little bit later here in the second half of the season. He could be a difference maker for the Bearcats.
And for the Hartford Hawks, two keys, certainly Morgan Sabia and standout shooter Joe Zaglinski.
Sabia is a junior, 6'6". He's been scoring at about 17 points per game, and he's a difference maker for these Hartford Hawks. On the other side of the equation, Zaglinski's Mr. Everything at Hartford. He started 120 games. That's a record. He's got 346 threes. That's a record. And he's about to go over 1,800 points for the Hartford Hawks. That's a record. So don't look away. This is an exciting basketball player.
All right, the Hartford Hawks and the Binghamton University Bearcats, and it's on the way next, coming up right here on Time Warner Cable Sports.
Of Binghamton University basketball is brought to you by Bearcats. Time Warner Cable Sports coverage of Binghamton University basketball is brought to you by Bearcats Athletics, Sodexo Campus Services, and by Mang Insurance.
And welcome back to the Event Center here at Binghamton University. The Bearcats at Hartford going at it this Martin Luther King Jr. night as the BU Bearcats. A very busy stretch in the schedule early on in America East, John. This will be the fifth game in 10 days.
This is when you find out how deep you are and what kind of a bench you've got. And Binghamton's really had to search. Greer Wright going down with a sprained ankle 4 games ago. He might be back tonight for some action. Kyrie Sutton back after missing the last game also. So the Bearcats maybe will be back at full strength tonight.
And let's take a look at our starting lineup, being brought to you by Security Mutual Life, Greater Binghamton's hometown life insurance company since 1886. First of all, for the visitors, the Hartford Hawks. They'll have in the backcourt Milton Burton. Burton is averaging over 12 points a game. The sharpshooter, he can hit almost anywhere over midcourt. Joe Zaglinski also in the backcourt. At center, Anthony Minor. One of the key players, certainly Morgan Sabia, and another guard, Clayton Brothers. And for the BU Bearcats, Jimmy Gray, the Binghamton High School product. Gretchen Lacusa in the backcourt with him at center. Kyrie Sutton, he's back after missing a game due to a death in the family. Taylor Johnston and Mohamed Jabi complete the starting five for the Bearcats.
It's kind of an interesting juxtaposition with Jimmy Gray, a non-scholarship starter for the Binghamton Bearcats, having worked his way into that position, and Joe Zaglinski, and everything from Hartford in high school as well, and moving right on to college. So if Gray does check Zaglinski, he'll have his hands full tonight.
And for the Hartford Hawks, their coach John Gallagher, he was an assistant in Hartford, left to go to Penn, and then came back when the head coaching job opened up. So he's in his first year as a head man for the Hawks.
Coach Gallagher looks like he could be a member of the squad. Very youthful looking gentleman, and I'm sure a very intense competitor, as is his basketball team.
And Coach Mark Macon for the BU Bearcats. Coach's record, second season, 13-18. Of course, a three-time All-American at Temple. You talk about John Gallagher. Gallagher also stand out playing for St. Joseph's back in the late 90s.
These two know each other's programs from college, and both tremendous competitors. Of course, Coach Macon took it a long way into the pros and the all-time leading scorer in the history of the Atlantic 10. So a nice matchup of coaches as well as teams tonight, Roger.
Jim Haney, John Gaffney, and Lionel Butler are the officiating crew working this America East game.
Quality officials make for a wonderful basketball game, and certainly when they did go to three officials, a lot of people questioned it, but the difference in the pace of the game, the size of the players, and the quickness with which they will transition the basketball floor have determined that three are indeed necessary.
So the Bearcats dressed in home white uniforms, green numerals, and the visiting Hawks, red uniforms, white numerals, were set for the opening tip. And the control goes to Hartford, and back to recover is senior guard Joe Zaglinski, and he'll work it off the Clayton brothers as they'll move it back into the front court.
Zaglinski being checked by Johnson.
Trying to work into the lane to Milton Burton, couldn't make a play. Kick back out. Here's Clayton Brothers, and Brothers will work it down now on the block right. Zaglinski is there, make that Sabia, and he turns and makes a move with the bucket knocked away by Mohamed Jabi, and a good defensive move as Jabi continues to play very good defensive basketball for the BU Bearcats.
Yeah, ordinarily, Gretchen Lacusa would probably be playing Zaglinski, but they know each other a little too well, and Johnson's got a little more reach.
And the 20th all-time meeting, the Bearcats have a 10-9 advantage. Here's a jumper by Sabia off the rim. Kyrie Sutton at 6'9" cleans the glass for Binghamton.
And let's hope we see a lot of Sutton cleaning the glass tonight.
Here comes Jimmy Gray back over midcourt for the BU Bearcats, and now Lacusa as Hartford goes to work in that zone defense against Binghamton. Gray kicks it off to Lacusa. Back to Jimmy Gray. Gray, a 23-point game a couple of games back. And Jabi's try missed the rim. And it comes into the waiting hands of Burton. He'll push it down court.
It almost looked a little bit too easy. He was in tighter than he usually is for that three-point shot.
Top of the key. He works around Sabia. Now back on the flank. And in control of the ball is Anthony Minor. They go low, kick back out. Here's a jumper up and off the rim, would not go by Burton. Rebound to Taylor Johnston from Whitby, Ontario. His pass ahead to Jimmy Gray, and Gray will swing it to the corner. Jabi to Kyrie Sutton. Sutton's try, and that was partially blocked by Morgan Sabia. Good defensive job at the other end of the court. Pushed the other way, and back down court is Burton. Off to Zaglinski, his layup missed, and the putback, that also missed by Sabia. Still loose and out of bounds. Last touch by Hartford.
There are very fast-paced transition going on here with Hartford. They're going to push the ball up the court as quickly as they can. They've gotten some good open looks, but so far the Bearcats have kept them at bay.
So Jimmy Gray works it down over midcourt. Now Taylor Johnston to Jabi. Swings to Jimmy Gray, baseline left. Try to work it back to the point, but intercepted. Burton comes up with it. They work the fast break. His dish off at a fingertip roll by Clayton Brothers for the bucket.
Against this zone, it's going to be much more important for the Bearcats to see how they are being guarded rather than where the next pass is going. One should determine the other.
Here's Johnston down low. Sutton missed the jam. And the loose basketball taken away by Anthony Minor. And back down court comes Brothers.
Bearcats getting some awfully good looks at the basket. So far, Sutton with two inside looks hasn't been able to cash in on either one of them.
Top of the key with it, Anthony Minor averaging 6 points a game. He's a 6'6" senior from Philadelphia, Plymouth White Marsh. They've always had an excellent basketball program. Down under now, baseline, kick to the corner. Here's a jumper up and good. Cashing in for three is Morgan Sabia.
So far, the Hartford pressure on defense has worked a lot better than the Binghamton defense. There's another turnover created by the Hartford offense.
Zaglinski intercepts, played back under the bucket, and Sabia takes it to the rack, missed the shot. Out of bounds, a rule last touch by Kretchen Lakusa in a battle under the bucket with Joe Zaglinski.
Binghamton's going to need to send 5 white shirts to the backboards because Hartford is crashing that glass on the offensive end. 4 players at a time staying in there to battle for the offensive rebound.
Brothers on the inbound trying to find a man open. A fresh shot clock. Off it'll come on the wing to Joe Zaglinski. Taylor Johnston right on him. There's a screen. Kick back in the corner. Jumper there off the rim would not fall. Missed by Maciel, who's entered the game. And the rebound to Kretchen Lakusa will bring it back down court.
So far, the Binghamton team has gotten some good looks against this zone, but haven't been able to cash in.
Here's Johnston for three, off the rim. And Taylor follows up his shot. Can't call her the ball, though. It's Brothers, and Brothers back the other way to the trailer, and now a feed up and in. 3-on-2 in the bucket made by Milton Burton.
Yeah, perfect example of not following your shot to the basket. That ball hit the floor. Johnson would have had the rebound had he followed his missed shot.
Here's Jobby, Binghamton down 7-0. It's Lakusa on the wing right, bouncing it off to Kyrie Sutton. Now to Gray for three. Bang! Jimmy Gray for the tray.
Gray has hit his first shot numerous times. Now he's a starter. Let's hope he can continue the hot shooting.
Jimmy averaging 6.4 points a game, and his playing time has steadily increased here. And with Greer Wright in uniform but not seeing duty to start, he's even got more minutes coming up. Back on the left side of the lane now, the scoop shot by Zaglinski missing. And there's Taylor Johnston to get the rebound for BU.
And Greer Wright's heading for the scorer's table, so beware the wounded warrior. Maybe he can be a difference for the Bearcats.
Gray's try, partially blocked by Sabia. Back the other way will come Milton Burton. 7-3, the Hartford Hawks in the lead. They work the perimeter against the Bearcats now, and the dish will come off the Clayton brothers. Back on the flank to the right to Burton. Handled by Zaglinski. 19 on the shot clock. Back it comes to Brothers. Brothers try to throw it inside. It was out of bounds. Trying to get a handle on it. Burton and could not. And a timeout here as we get to a break of the action. So the score, Hartford 7, the BU Bearcats 3. Back with more coming up here. This America East battle, the Hawks and Bearcats at the Event Center on Time Warner Cable Sports. And back at the Event Center here at Binghamton University, a reminder, Monday the 7th of February, Binghamton University Athletics will welcome gold medalist and soccer all-star Julie Foudy to the 6th annual Celebrating Women's Athletics Luncheon. Last year, more than 450 people attended, so get your tickets now before we sell out. All proceeds will support the BUAC Women's Scholarship Fund. The cost, just $35 per person. Please RSVP by Monday the 1st of February by filling out an order form found on BUBearcats.com.
You might want to mark this particular point in the afternoon down on your card. 15:30 to go in the game. First half, Greer Wright coming back on the floor for the Bearcats for the first time in 4 games. So if Greer can play at the level we're used to seeing him contribute at, he will be a real answer against this Hartford zone.
And of course, Greer, the #1 scorer on the Bearcats, averaging almost 16 points a game. Preseason All-Star selection for America East. And obviously, any contribution he can make could be huge for the Bearcats.
Well, Sutton's coming out of the game, so Coach Macon didn't feel he was contributing as successfully as he might have underneath the basket. Two good-looking shots inside, couldn't get either one of them to go down. Now we'll see what the Bearcats could do with Wright in the game.
And a nice hand for Greer Wright as he makes contact with the basketball for the first time since being injured. Here's Lacusa's jumper in the corner. That's off the rim. And the rebound handled by Ryan Baker, the sophomore at 6'5", who clears the boards for the Hartford Hawks.
Hartford pushing the ball up court nicely. Now they'll settle into their half-court offense.
Here's a jumper by Sabia. That's off the rim. Loose basketball. Lacusa comes down with it for the BU Bearcats. And here's Kretchen who will set things up. A dish off to Camara. And Musa now will drop it back on the left side. The bounce pass to Kretchen. Lacusa out to play him defensively is Burton. And Lacusa holds it high above his head. His pass will come back on the perimeter for Camara. Back to Greer Wright to Jimmy Gray. Out of the corner for Lacusa. Kick back out to Camara. And now on the wing to Greer Wright with 13 on the Bearcats shot clock. Here's Gray for three. That's off the rim. The loose basketball collared by Morgan Sabia.
Again, Wright open in the corner. This zone is going to need to be attacked from the wings. Bearcats have got to get it deep down along the baseline. Put somebody at the foul line to feed it in.
And Sabia out front guarded by Jabi. He'll drop it to Ryan Baker. On the block left side, the pass will come. And a little hook try missing by Maciel. The loose ball picked off by Kretchen Lacusa, and he'll bring it back into the front court for BU.
Yeah, that's 3 rebounds for Kretchen, but an errant pass into the center. A little more patience. Bring that zone right to you, and then get behind it.
Tipped away. The Hawks now in control of the basketball. Joe Nardi, a freshman guard from Camden, New Jersey, has entered the game. Back to Sabia. Now out front to Maciel. Genesis Maciel off at the top of the key. His pass to Ryan Baker. Now Maciel. Try to bounce it low. Intercepted by Jabi. Outlet to Greer Wright. Here's Greer. And his layup missed. A follow-up by Muhammad Jabi. And the Bearcats are able to get the bucket.
Yeah, I think Greer was looking for a little contact there. It's his right ankle that's bothering him. And that was a very, very critical move going down there on the fast break to see if everything was okay.
So Greer Wright able to get the bucket. Binghamton now down 7-5. And it's Genesis Maciel. He's 6'9", 250. He fires from outside the arc and knocks in the three-pointer for the Hawks.
Nice option for the Hawks. A 6'9" that can knock in threes. You don't see that very often.
Jimmy Gray floats one to Lacusa. His pass along the far sideline to Musa Camara. Now in the paint to Gray. They go low, and Mohamed Jabi at his shot. Knocked away by Morgan Sabia. And again, Hartford continues to play some good defense down low.
Well, the Bearcats are going to get good looks. They've just got to find the open man and look to see how they're guarded. If you're guarded, get rid of it. If you're not, shoot it.
And squaring up, Burton fires for three, missed. There's Lacusa, another rebound for Kretchen. Here he comes setting up the offense in half court for BU.
4 rebounds for Kretchen. He's doing a great job there.
And his pass to Jimmy Gray, intercepted again. Morgan Sabia picks that off, and back will come the Hawks. So the Bearcats are turning the ball over way too much here, trailing 10-5. They'll drop it off to the right side of the lane. In control is Maciel. He's trying to post up now, and instead he'll fire it errantly out of bounds. His pass for Burton was into the Binghamton bench, and the Bearcats take it back.
The Bearcats currently 2 for 11 from the field with about 6 turnovers. They're lucky they're only down by 5. Defense keeping them in this ball game so far and allowing Hartford only 1 shot at the basket and no easy transition baskets to date.
10-5, Hartford leading Binghamton's basketball as the Bearcats have it. Mansell puts it back out to Jimmy Gray. And Gray, a little spin move off to Rob Mansell, who's given Binghamton some quality minutes off the bench. Now back it comes to Jimmy Gray. And Gray trying to penetrate. Can't. Another steal. It's picked off. Zaglinski ends up with it. And the Bearcats again commit the turnover without this time even getting a shot off. Maciel for 3 from long range, about 5 feet beyond the arc. He missed the shot, but there's a foul. Battling for the basketball under the bucket.
So far, a pretty foul-free ball game, and Bearcats have just got to find some offensive flow. Their balance is terrible at the offensive end, and again, they're not waiting for the defense to pick them up. They're just trying to fire a pass right through a Hartford player.
Kevin Estes picks up the foul. More action coming up. You're tuned right here to Time Warner Cable Sports. And welcome back here to Binghamton University and the Event Center. And make sure you're here at the Event Center Sunday, January 23rd, when the Bearcats take on the Vermont Catamounts at 2 p.m. All kids 12 and under eat free, courtesy of Sodexo, and the first 1,500 fans in attendance receive a team photo, courtesy of Time Warner Cable. For tickets, visit BUBearcats.com or the Event Center box office. And John, so far the Bearcats have been plagued by turnovers, huh?
Well, the turnovers are almost equal, if you would believe it, Roger. But what the Bearcats are plagued with is an indifference with the basketball. They need to put someone at the foul line in the middle of this 1-3-1 zone that Hartford has thrown at them. At least if you're going to throw the ball through the middle, put someone there who might be able to catch it. Then let the ball be entered either by the man at the foul line shooting the basketball if he's not guarded. If they come to guard him, then you should get something on the wings in the back. But so far the Bearcats trying to make that extra pass when maybe they should be just taking it right to the hoop. And this is the difference at Division I versus the Division II or the Division III level. The players recover much more quickly. There's a lot more defensive help. And so far this 1-3-1 zone of Hartford's has really thrown the Bearcats off in their ability to get a decent look at the basket.
Rebounding virtually even, 11-10. Hartford has the edge by 1. Bearcats just 2 of 11 from the floor, and Hartford is 4 of 16. Here comes Jimmy Gray over midcourt. Musa Camara has entered the ball game for the Bearcats. He can help hit from outside. Camara on the wing right, and as he tries to work a cross-court pass to Gray, booted down court by Milton Burton, so it'll be the Bearcats basketball.
Yes, and Coach Macon has put Greer right at the foul line in the middle of this zone, and he can operate from the foul line and then go deep into the left corner depending upon how the ball is being moved. But you can't throw the ball through the middle of this operation. It's where all the defenders are. Those 3 players right across the front. They recovered quickly in the back, and they've blocked a couple of shots when Binghamton looked like they should have had some easy scores. 2 by Sutton, and then recently on Jobby going to the basket.
Camara trying to help ignite the offense for the Bearcats. A couple of games back, a 28-point effort for him. His tops as a Bearcat, and he'll feed it into Jimmy Gray, and here come the Bearcats against that zone once again. Gray's pass on the wing. Off now to Rob Mansell, who's entered the game. And the pass from Gray to Mansell to Mohamed Jobby. Back to Mansell, but 9 on the shot clock. And Mansell gets it off to Greer right. Here's Wright. At the elbow left, cross court, off to Jimmy Gray. Jumper, got it. He knocks in the 2 just inside the arc.
Identify your opportunities. Jimmy didn't hesitate. He stepped into the shot. That's what the Bearcats have to do. They can't catch the ball not in a shooting position against this zone. You've got to be ready to shoot.
And down under, a pass comes from Minor, back on the left side. Jumper up and good as Milton Burton cashes in from the corner for the Hawks.
Burton, the perfect example of what I was talking about. Puppy set, ready to receive the pass, ready to shoot the basketball.
There's Camara to the corner. Jobby back for Gray and intercepted. It's Milton Burton off on a 2-on-1 and dish it off at a 2-hand jam to sophomore Ryan Baker.
Soft passes back towards the middle or back towards half court are only going to be disasters for the Bearcats. Good timeout by Coach Macon. This can be fixed, but the Bearcats have got to do a much better job of identifying where they're being defended, and right now the 1-3-1 zone has got them throwing the ball right into the teeth of the defense.
And the Bearcats trying to get things sorted out as they have the timeout taken here. Don't forget that, as we said, coming up on Sunday should be a great battle. The 23rd, with the Bearcats face the Vermont Catamounts. 2 o'clock start for that ball game, so get your tickets here at the Event Center box office or at BUBearcats.com. Jimmy Gray, the hometown product, Binghamton Patriot, Binghamton High School grad. And he's back in there on the backcourt for BU, and here's a long-range jumper. John connecting for the tray.
Well, Jimmy Gray's had a couple of good baskets. He's also had a couple of bad turnovers. So they've kind of equalized each other out. But when nobody's scoring for the Bearcats, Jimmy's a nice answer.
15-7, Hartford has the advantage. It's Camara pulling up at the free throw line. Shot hit the rim, and there's a rebound collared by Hartford's Anthony Minor, the senior. He'll drop it off the brothers.
Without Sutton or Lacusa in there, the Bearcats are hurting on the backwards.
Here's a pass on the wing right to Morgan Sabia. Back out front to Clayton Brothers. Brothers spins into the lane and then dishes it back on the baseline. Under control with it, Ryan Baker. 15 on the shot clock midway through the first half. and try to maneuver back around the left side. Zaglinski, and there's a foul called on Sabia, back away from the basketball.
The good news for the Bearcats is that Greer Wright appears to be moving along pretty much unfettered out there. So if he can get back to his regular stats of 16 per game, that will go a long way towards getting Binghamton back into this basketball game.
Hartford up 15-7. 2 fouls called against the Hawks, none so far against BU. Musa Camara on the perimeter now to Jimmy Gray, and Gray will swing to Mohamed Jabi. Jabi back out to Camara at the top of the key. Now a feed off to Mansell, and Mansell trying to drive away from his man, Zaglinski. Back to Camara with 10 on the shot clock. Here's Musa trying to come into the paint. Dishes off. Mansell in the corner, open for 3. Bang! He's got that one. Rob Mansell.
And Binghamton did a great job of recognizing that Hartford had come out of their zone, gone man-to-man, showed nice patience, got a good look at an open 3. You always wonder why teams that are doing so well defensively, creating turnovers, not allowing any offensive rebound, second shots, will try something different when what they have going for them is working so well. But give Binghamton credit. They did a nice job of recognizing that they had switched defenses and knocked in a nice looking 3 from the corner by Mansell, who is a freshman. What Binghamton's getting is a lot of contributions from a lot more players, and that will bode well for them as they head deeper into their conference season.
And Mansell averaging 3.5 points a game for the Bearcats, and coming in, Binghamton shooting 34% from beyond the arc.
Yeah, 4 for 14 for the Bearcats so far in this game, 6 for 18 for Hartford. And quite frankly, Binghamton is using their defense to stay in this basketball game. They've got 10 minutes to go in the half. Let's find a little offense for the Bearcats.
And down court, Hartford comes. Joe Zaglinski back out front to Burton. His pass cross court for Zaglinski, intercepted by Greer Wright. And as Wright comes up with that, he'll get a dish back to Camara. And down court, the Bearcats come with Mansell now to Wright. And Mansell on the opposite wing, the left side this time. 20 on the shot clock. Here's Mansell trying to penetrate. Steers to Camara, looks for the tray.
Hartford back in that 1-3-1 zone. But again, dribble penetration creates the open look on the wing in the corner for the Bearcats.
A 15-13 lead. The Bearcats have whittled that down to just a basket now. Here comes Brothers, and he goes low and will dish it off to Anthony Minor as easy pickings down onto the basket.
Well, again, 2 Bearcats looking at another Bearcat playing defense when all 3 of them should have been watching their own men, and leads to an easy basket for Hartford.
Here comes Jimmy Gray back into the front court for the Bearcats, off to Greer Wright. He fakes a 3 and then dishes to Mansell. As the Bearcats try to spread that zone out, now it's Mansell back to Camara. With 19 seconds of Bearcat shot clock time, trying to work that perimeter. Mansell on the wing, guarded by the much taller Morgan Sabia. And Mansell now double teamed back out front, gets it to Gray with 8 on the shot clock. Here's Greer Wright, and Wright now trying to work it back to Gray. It's intercepted again, this time by Burton.
I'd say so far Greer's not quite himself. He would have taken the shot earlier. Instead, he's a little tender on that ankle.
And Burton now with it. Burton guarded by Gray, trying to shake him. The dish comes off with the wing left, and a jumper by Morgan Sabia, and he connects for the 3.
You know, you've got Sabia on one side at 6'7", and Burton on the other at 6'6". They both can knock in threes, as can Mansell.
It's Camara now in the front court, off to Jabi, back to Camara. Now Mohamed in the corner left. His shot hit the rim. Loose ball, and who's going to get it? It's controlled by Milton. Burton just towing the line and keeping it in bounds.
Not a white shirt on those offensive backboards. Without Sutton in the game, the Bearcats really hurt on the backboards.
On the wing left, here's Sabia. A little spin move, but as he tries to get by Mohamed Jabi, we have the stoppage here. They say he steps out of bounds, so the ball will be in Binghamton hands when play resumes. It's 20-13, Hartford in the lead. You're tuned to America East Basketball with the Event Center, BU, and the Hartford Hawks on Time Warner Cable Sports. And welcome back to the Event Center here at Binghamton University. And a reminder to visit the Bearcats homepage at bubearcats.com and nominate a local teacher in the Dunkin' Donuts Hometown Hero Teacher Appreciation Contest. One lucky nominee will win Dunkin' Donuts coffee for a whole year. Dunkin' Donuts is a proud sponsor of Binghamton University Athletics. The Bearcats run on Dunkin'.
Bearcats still without a team foul so far called here in the first half. Hartford with only 2 team fouls, so we've got a pretty rapidly passing first 20 minutes here, Roger, and so far Greer Wright looks to be okay. It takes a while to get your instincts back and feel comfortable out there, but you're not going to see Hartford come out of that 1-3-1 zone for a while. They went to the man-to-man for one trip, and they looked a little bit unsettled trying to run it versus their zone. So Bearcats have just got to settle in. Whether you're playing against a zone or you're playing against a man-to-man, you have to look to see how you're being guarded. If they make you play faster than you should play and they don't have to defend you for scoring, they're going to defend you for the pass. And when you miss the long shot, they're going to be going the other direction very quickly. So every trip in the last 7:25, important for the Bearcats. Keep this thing close here as we go towards the end of the first half.
7 turnovers against the Bearcats, 6 against the Hawks here in this first portion of our first 20 minutes of play. Musa Kamara in the forecourt off to Jimmy Gray. Here's Gray. A pass off to Lacusa, and as Jimmy drives down the lane, we have a travel call. Binghamton will turn the ball over, and it'll come back into the Hawks' hands. And back the Hartford Hawks. Clayton Brothers will bring it back over midcourt. Off the high post to Maciel. Here's a jumper by Zaglinski, missed, and Muhammad Jabi able to get that rebound, and he'll work it ahead to Jimmy Gray, who sets things up. Gray bouncing it to Lacusa, and Lacusa back to Gray. Gray inside the arc, jumper hit the rim, and the rebound is taken away again by Hartford as Maciel able to cover that one.
Yeah, Kyrie Sutton, especially on the last play, if you watch, when Jimmy Gray put that ball up, Kyrie became an observer rather than someone who was tearing towards the backboard thinking he might get a chance to have a putback. And that's the real goal, is to get him just to be a much more of an anticipator and much less of a watcher.
So 20-13, Hartford by 7, 6.5 to play in the first half. Hartford's basketball, Morgan Sabia averaging just under 16 points a game for the Hawks this year. He'll play it back on the wing. Maciel left side. There's the jumper by Sabia, and he connects for 3.
Yeah, Sabia, Maciel, Burton, they can all score that basketball from the perimeter, and they've all got nice height.
So now a 10-point advantage for the Hawks. And again, that zone continues to be troublesome for the Bearcats offense to try to attack. Gray works it back to Kamara. And again, much of that play developing for the Bearcats on the perimeter, having difficulty getting down low. Now the pass to Kyrie to make that Muhammad Jabi. And out of Kamara, as he tries to move her back in near the lane, he's fouled by Milton Burton.
Yeah, just look on your television set and watch where Maciel, number 21, is in the middle of that Hartford zone. He's 6'9". He spreads his wings out nicely, and he's taking up a lot of space, and he doesn't have any responsibility. There's not a Binghamton player in the center of that zone that he has to guard, so he can really roam out there and create havoc.
Rear right on with Kamara. There's the alley-oop feed to Kyrie Sutton, and he missed the jam with the right hand. He gets his own rebound, and he puts it up and in this time. The second time's the charm for Kyrie Sutton.
Yeah, that's 3 jams Kyrie could have had, and he missed all 3 of them, but give him credit. Got back after it and got the putback.
Zaglinski, left side to Burton. Out back on the right.